What's up, everybody? How are you doing? How's your week so far? I hope everybody is having a great week. Holidays are around the corner, and Christmas is just next week, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, the days kind of get a little blurry to me. If I'm not mistaken, it's like next Monday or something like that. But I hope you're having a great holiday season, and just remember, try not to procrastinate when you're shopping for gifts, and just to be safe out there. Okay, it gets a little hectic during the holiday season, so remember, just be aware of your surroundings, always be safe. But this video is going to talk a little bit about my overall feelings on the Hunt-A-Thon event. Now, I know they might differ from yours, and that's what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to discuss with you guys on how you feel the Hunt-A-Thon event was in your personal experience, how you feel Niantic, Capcom did on their behalf, and what you kind of want to see in the future. Now, for me, I was unfortunately not able to raid or do the Hunt-A-Thons as much as I wanted to. Believe it or not, I had to wait till Sunday, and literally the footage you see here is the last like 3 to 4 raids I was able to do throughout the entire weekend. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I was lucky enough to get my brother involved, and we went out and we just grinded the last hour. And you know what? It takes like about 45 minutes or so to go through like 3 or 4. It's a bit unfortunate. It is a little time consuming, but that's okay. We were happy with our results. Now, the reason why I had to get my brother is because, as we all know already, the health is increased and it is a little more difficult, but it's increased by like, I think 1.7 or something like that. I'm not really too sure, but I was unable to defeat the Zinogre on my own, unfortunately. It would probably have like a quarter amount of health left by the time the timer ran out, which sucked. But I was like, if I can just have one more player with me to do this, I know I could. I know we could take it down. I was only able to go up to the 6-star. You definitely need more people for the 7 and 8. Unfortunately, you know what? I looked around. I was hoping that somebody else would be around whenever I would find one, and I did not have any luck. I literally had to schedule this with my brother, be like, yo, we only got like about an hour left. Let's just go out. Let's just see what we can get, and let's try our best to at least take one down. And, we both were a little unsure if we'd make it, but we went at it, and let me tell you, once you have somebody with you, it gets a little easier. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. I know that's not the case for everybody. Mainly I'm on board with everybody else, right? Usually I'm just on my own. I have to really, really like work around the schedule, try to organize with other hunters and stuff like that on Discord. And most of the time I'm not able to make it. Just, life, everything going on. It's hard for me to kind of like work my way in. And like I said, I only had literally an hour to do these fights that you're watching right now. Now, my thoughts on the overall event. If I had to rate this event from 1 to 10, I honestly would probably give this like a 7. And you know what? And the reason why I say that is because the majority of the time I struggled, right? That's what I disliked about it. I'm not a fan of the health increase and stuff like that, because it's definitely, it's hard to do it on your own. You definitely, it's asking you, kind of forcing you to go out and find some other players, which isn't always the case. You're not always gonna find other players, and let me tell you, when you do find other players, like just randomly out and about, they don't always join. Like, it shows someone's around, but you send an invite like for a fight or for the Hunt-A-Thon, and you're waiting for somebody to join, and they just never join. I literally was at a Hunt-A-Thon, and it said I had 3 players around me, and nobody joined. I was like, dude, come on. Please help me out. I'm trying to get my Zenogre in. And you know what? And they never joined. But that's okay. So that's why I want to rate it probably like a 7 out of 10. Is there room for improvement? I believe so. There's always going to be room for improvement. I know that this isn't most likely not the way they're going to run things forever. I know they may adjust things. They may even like kind of bend the knee a bit, I guess, if you will, to remote raids, possibly. I know they want people to be like interacting and out and about, but again, like that's not the majority of people, you know, unfortunately. I want to be there. I want to be out and about 100%. I personally love going out and looking for these things and meeting other people. It's always fun, but that's just not the case for everybody. Now, is it time consuming? Definitely. When you're facing these things, there's about 5 fights you have to go through, and each total Hunt-A-Thon event, if you're not dying and having to like leave the lobby for whatever reason, it takes a good minute. It probably, obviously with more hunters, it'll be faster, but as you can see here with my brother, you know, it was just us two, so we were just kind of trying to go as fast as we could. It takes about maybe 6-ish minutes to go through a Hunt-A-Thon with 2 people. Obviously, equipment, gear, weapon, everything's gonna take into place. But as you can see here too, you know, I have a weapon for every class usually. I'm not really a big bow gun or a bow and arrow player, but I know a lot of you are, and that's okay, right? I'm more of a melee person. I love getting in the face of these things and just going ham as best as I can without like getting without losing, or you know, I love the challenge. That's just me personally. Do I go through a lot of first aid meds and I have to end up waiting all day to play this? Yeah, pretty much. I have to come back in, and you know, I have to wait till my health is full enough so I can do another fight. You know, it's whatever. I love it. I love the challenge. But I know there's going to be more events like this, and you know, to Niantic's credit, I understand why they're doing it like this. And you know, we have to strive to be better, right? As players, we have to get farther into the game. You know, ask other people in Discord, ask the people on Facebook how to get better, or like what items to go for. I would personally suggest build an element item. If you're just gonna do longsword, do every element in the longsword, right? Because you're gonna need it. If you're just gonna be a main longsword, if you're gonna main hammer, every element you could possibly get your hands on, go for them. Because with these Hunt-A-Thons, you can definitely go far if you have the right element. Again, I have my lady's tabar. It's good for like, you know, only the stun weak the weak stunned, the easily stunned, I don't know how to say it. The monsters that are weak to stun. There you go. The paralysis, like the Diablos. Sure, it's great, you know, but everything else, it's kind of like iffy. You need to have others to like supplement the damage that you're missing out on because you are not doing paralysis every single time. It's kind of just like normal damage, which is fine. It's cool. But I understand why Niantic's doing what they're doing, because my main point to this is Elder Dragons. They're if you're new to Monster Hunter, they are kind of like the big dogs of the game, extremely difficult to take down, and they're kind of like boss fights, like more of a boss fight than the actual hunting of a monster in a level, which is pretty much a boss fight within itself. But the Elder Dragons were like the harder, bigger boss fights, right? And I feel like that's what they're eventually gonna lead up to with these Hunt-A-Thons. It might be a little like a little of a bit of a different format, but I feel like by the time they announce Elder Dragons or they release Elder Dragons, they're probably expecting the player base to be at a pretty high level in order to take these down. And I just feel like it's the majority of the player base, right? It might just be, with Elder Dragons, it might just be like the lowest level we'll get is a rank 8 all the way up to 10. It might be within that range, maybe even higher. And I wouldn't be surprised that on top of that, maybe like the damage is increased or the health is increased, and maybe we're forced to have a party to go up against it. Who knows? But I feel like that's gonna be like the basic format for an Elder Dragon fight. Extremely difficult, kind of forcing you to go with other players to go against this. Maybe they'll have remote raids, right? Or remote fights. Who knows at that point? Or maybe they'll force us to be in person. I wouldn't put it past them at this point right now. And a lot of the community's probably going to be a little negative about it. But it's an Elder Dragon. The armor's probably going to be awesome, since there's like kind of no negative effects to armors right now that we currently know. And there's going to be some pretty good weapons that come with it as well, and they might even have like really good traits. This is just going to be like, this is just off the top of my head, right? I really don't know. This is just me predicting things and kind of just having fun with it, just kind of relaxing and talking to you guys about this, because honestly I'm really excited. If like a couple months down the road in 2024, maybe like for the anniversary or something like that, they release Elder Dragons, and it's like, I don't know if they'll do it, but it's kind of like Pokemon Go, and they have like a little world tour kind of thing, and then that's when they release Elder Dragons. I'm all for it, but I feel like that's what the Hunt-A-Thon's kind of preparing us for. And again, they'll probably change a couple things here and there. I'm sure they listen to the community. They've changed a couple things. They hear feedback. They might change this, make it a little easier, and maybe not like require in-person fighting. But with that being said, I say we stay optimistic about it. If you really, really feel negatively towards the Hunt-A-Thons, I'd say just kind of bear with it. It's not over yet. They're coming back like this weekend. I'm gonna make a video about that, but they're here to stay. That I'm aware of right now. They don't plan on taking them away from anybody. You can still get the Zinogre out there. If you weren't able to grind as hard as you wanted to, you can still catch them. And again, like I said, they're gonna be here till probably like New Year or something like that. I'll have to double check on the news update about that. But I would say just hang tight. Let's see what they do. They definitely hear players' feedback, and they listen to people. From so far, I know it kind of like it's here and there, hit or miss. I feel like it's within reason, right? That they're like willing to change certain things. But all right, guys. But leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your Hunt-A-Thon was, and let me know what your thoughts, your predictions are for the future. I really appreciate the support. Again, have a phenomenal week. Have a phenomenal holiday season. And I am going to try to upload a video here in the next couple days as well. I wish you all the best. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like, comment down below again, share this video, and feel free to subscribe. Sorry, I'm getting like super excited. Feel free to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.